This evening, I will be showing you a three-way process of mastering a sniper entry so that you can use it in your trading. So I'm going to give you concrete steps and we're going to eventually go to the chart and demonstrate it. I'll show you by example, especially from the trade I've taken even today, Monday 19th of January 2026. So this is going to be practical. So first of all, let's start with the theory. How to master sniper entry strategy. That's what we'll be talking about right now. Number one thing you need to do to start the process is you have to develop and master a trading strategy that can consistently identify valid key zones, point of interest, or areas of value. So your strategy is key. Develop and master a strategy that will help you to identify key zones on the chart. That is the first thing you need to do. So how do we go about this? All the things you have learned, or if you have not learned and you are just about to start, all you need to do now is to focus on mastering a strategy that can give you good confluences on the chart that will be difficult for the market to evaluate. That is what you do, starting with the process of identifying a strategy, a trading strategy that will be able to pinpoint key zones, key areas, point of interest. You get? So that is number one thing. For me, I would like to explain, like me, what I do is that I actually use combination of smart money trading strategy, like using the order blocks and considering liquidity zones. You get? And then I also decide to use things like trend lines and the traditional support and resistance, and then chart patterns. So I want to spot some of these things in my key areas for me to know that these are very, very valid areas. So when you develop that, then we now go to number two. We are going to choose an entry time frame. Example, 15-minute time frame can be your entry time frame after you have done your top-down analysis. You get? And then you are also going to actually mark out key zones in that entry time frame. So choose an entry time frame and mark out the key zones on that entry time frame. Remember that your strategy is going to be one of the things that is going to help you to identify valid key zone. Identify valid key zone, go and choose a time frame, entry time frame, and then remember I said you have to first of all do your top-down analysis. So you now drill down to your entry time frame. So when you have done that, you mark out the zones in your entry time frame. This is for day traders. Of course, for swing traders, you know how you do your thing. So you have an entry time frame. So the same process, but since you'll be using higher time frame, then you just know your entry time frame and do the same thing. Do you get after your top down analysis? All right. So what is the next thing you do after doing this? Then you go to a lower time frame, or let me just illustrate. See, when price approaches to that's your key zones, you understand? That's your area of value. When price approaches there, what do? You go to lower time frame. Example, 1 minute. Some people use 5 minutes. For instance, if you use 15 minutes as your entry time frame, the lower time frame for confirmation can be 5 minutes or 1 minute. For me, I use 1 minute because for me that is very, very key. So you go down to lower time frame, example, 1 minute time frame, and what do? You observe a turning pattern. What kind of turning pattern are we talking about? You'll be looking for lower highs, be looking for higher lows, double bottom, double top, head and shoulder top or head and shoulder bottom, and then they return to other block to the other block that caused a change of character, or other block that caused a break of structure. So you come to all those places. What are you going to be looking at? You're looking at for a turning pattern. Remember, this price is approaching your entry time, your entry time frame, say 15 minutes. Go to 1 minute. As it approaches that zone, you know that you want to see it like as you want to turn and begin to go to your other direction. Let's take, for instance, you want to take a buy trade. So it approaches bearishly to your support zone, say to say, to say, or your other block there, it returns back to other block that cause a change of character or a break of structure. What you want to see a turning to go back so that you can take a buy. So what you do now is that you want to be looking at higher low, higher low. You want to check for higher low. You want to check for a double bottom, triple bottom, or any of those things, or head and shoulder bottom, because you want to take a buy. That's what you'll be looking out for. Now, how do you take your entry? For instance, now if you are using double bottom, for instance, after the first bottom form, the first candle that is forming something that look like the second bottom, that you'll be getting an entry trigger in terms of, let's say, bullish engulfing or bearish engulfing. As that second bottom is forming, you take it there from 1 minute time frame. So you don't allow one whole candle to finish forming in the higher time frame, your entry time frame like 15 minutes. So immediately you spot it in the lower time frame like 1 minute, then you take your entry there. Now discover that your stop loss is going to be very tight stop loss, and then you aim for the other key zone you have identified as the place you'll be taking your profit. So what I'm going to do now is that we're going to go into the chart, and then we're going to use today trade entries to actually demonstrate this. Are you ready? Let's now go to the charts right away. All right, so we are just going to use today. You can see our time now. This is around 10 minutes past 10. That's 22:10. 10 minutes past 10. You can see that. All right, so this is where the today candle closed. You can see it Monday 19 January. If you look down, you will see the timing towards the bottom. 19 January 2026. This is it's like the market closed around 15 minutes after 8. I don't know why. I don't even know why, because me, I don't usually use news to close. I mean to trade. So I don't know what is happening in the news. I will check out later on after the analysis after this lesson. All right. So you can see these are the trades that I took today. Analyzed this trade before earlier yesterday, and I in fact, if you go to my analysis, you see that it just played out part of the analysis we talked about, the way we explained it and all that. So I was able to carry the trade from this other block. We call this invisible order block, and in some of the video in the future, I'm going to tell you what invisible order block mean and exactly how to spot them and all that. All right, but the point is that all these trades here were all sniper entries. So these are like 6 trades here, but it only happened that I lost one. This one, I lost that one. Although I didn't lose it completely. I jumped out when I had 40 pips profit from that one. All right, so we're talking about sniper entry, and you want to see how I use sniper entries to trade today's market, because today's market, unfortunately, was just ranged. So there is no space to go too far. So I have to drill down to 1 minute and take them. And that is what I just explained to you, how to go to 1 minute and take sniper entries. So first of all, you will see, I want to talk about each trade. Look at this one here. That's the last trade I took. If you look at this, the risk to reward ratio is 1 to 6.7 risk to reward ratio. That's huge. So I sacrificed I sacrificed a stop loss of 13 pips, 13.1 pips, so to say, to get 87.8 pips or 87.9 pips. You can see that. That's huge. The market was not moving today. This is not what I normally trade to capture 500 pips, 400 pips, 500 pips and all that, but the market did not give us such, okay, apart from the move that he made uh, when market opened. Of course, I captured that move. I will show you later on. You will see very huge one. All right. So, but today the market did not really give us serious move, but it consolidated, and then you are expected to trade it. And if you know how to take sniper entries, you'll be able to take this market. That's why I was able to enter 6 trades. These 3 trades I've not even calculated to see how many pips in total that they gave me and all that. So, but the second trade is 1 to 12 risk to reward ratio. You can see that all of them won, apart from this one that I lost. All of them they won. They were all winning trades and all that. So this is 1 to 12 risk to reward ratio. So I was more like sacrificing, this is not up to uh, let's say 9 pips, 9.7 pips, or let's say 10 pips, to capture 120, 125 pips. So you can see that 125 pips. The second trade, you can see the small stop loss we're having. And for this one is 1 to 13 risk to reward ratio. That's the third one. And what did I sacrifice as stop loss? That is 12.6 pips to gain what? 165.6 pips. So you can see that. All right. Due to sniper entry. Though this one would have been a very fine sniper entry. It's 1 to 12.9 risk to reward ratio. But I lost this one. I only got 40 pips out of 200 pips I was supposed to make. So I lost this one. All right. And there are reasons why I lost it. There are something I did not respect, and I just make an assumption. All right. And the last one, that's actually the first trade for the day, is 1 to 9.5 risk to reward ratio. Let's put it that way, approximately. So I sacrifice about 23, let's say 24 pips to gain 227.3 pips. So you can see them. So now the important thing is I want to describe how did we do this to get all this. It's very simple. The host is straight. All right. Now there is an invisible order block what I define as my key zone here. Did you see this place as my key zone? In fact, if you go down to 1 minute and 5 minute time frame, you discover that there are proper order blocks. So I'm not talking about invisible order block today, so I won't be describing it. So after having identified it, I take it as my zone. So what I do is that I take action when market got to the zone. While for the rest, it's about when market return to order block that caused a break of structure to the upside. I take my trade. How do I take them? Let's start from this first one. Let's go down to 1 minute time frame so that I will explain that. 1 minute time frame. Let's go.